All right, we're gonna try to make this work. It's reversed. I don't know how to. I can't do this, so it might be backwards. So, but we'll try to make do. These first two is we've already done them. You know, that command economy. Command economy is the government commanding you to do something. So that's communist. That's a dictatorship. Communist governments are command economies. Y'all know that if you have a decent teacher. Market economies. The market's making the decision. That is any kind of free enterprise, any kind of capitalist government. The market makes the decisions. The consumers have a say-so in what products are there and what prices are. That's a market economy. The most important features of a market economy are, we said it was competition. This is the same thing. There's competition, which makes prices lower and it makes products better. If you got stores, they're going to try to get you to buy their stuff, and they're going to try to lower the price down to where you want to buy theirs, or they're going to try to make their stuff better or offer something in their products that makes you want to get it. You know, I'm sure next year, whatever, Apple or those people are going to come up with some new phone, and people will stand in line looking at their phones that work to buy this new phone because it's new. And they're competing, and we're kind of stupid. Anything that says it's new and improved, we'll go for that because it's new, or they get a new package on it or whatever. But competition is it. And the reason there's competition is there's choice. There has to be choice. There has to be a choice of products. There has to be a choice of stores. There has to be a choice of what the products do. If there's no choice, there's no competition. If there's no competition, then we don't have say-so, then the prices are whatever the company wants it to be, and it takes our power away if there's no choice, if there's no competition. So you got to have that. The market. I hate doing this. If you have any questions, we'll go over it tomorrow. I'll try to do a better job explaining it, and maybe you can see. The market, when we say the market, any place buying and selling is taking place is the market. It could be a store. It could be Walmart. It could be a pickup truck on the side of the road where somebody's selling watermelons or cantaloupes. It could be the internet. Anywhere buying and selling is taking place is the market. Pretty good. All right, the 5 characteristics of a market economy. The first one, I'm having to look here on the computer for the questions here. All right, the first one is private property. Private property. If you have private property, it means you own it. It means you have say-so over it. If you don't have say-so over it, you won't get to make decisions about it. So there has to be private property, and private property rights have to be protected. There has to be private property. There has to be private property rights that are protected. The government's going to do the protecting. Laws have to protect those rights. Authorities have to protect those rights. If somebody can come on your land and take whatever you got, then you don't have private property. If you sign a contract with someone and they say they're going to do something and they don't do it, and those rights aren't protected, then that doesn't exist. There has to be private property so you can make the decisions about it, so you can have say-so about it, so your stuff is yours, and that has to be protected by the government. And the second thing is limited government. If the government's not limited, you're not going to have private property rights. You're not going to be able to make the decisions. You're not going to be able to, the marketplace is not going to be making the decisions if the government is not limited. And what has to limit the government is us, is our desires, our needs, our rights, and the Constitution is the one that protects us from the government. We talk about laissez-faire, where the government stays out. We should have control of the economics. Now, there should be some government control. There should be some government regulations, protecting us, protecting the water, protecting the air, regulating things, regulating contracts. That has to be there. We'll get to that. I'll think of that later. Voluntary exchange is the third thing. Voluntary exchange. Voluntary exchange. Voluntary means you choose to do it. Exchange means it goes back and forth. You got money. The store has stuff. The store wants your money. You want the stuff. So you go into the store, you have your money, and you voluntarily give them that money, and they voluntarily give you the thing, the object, whatever it is. Both sides want that. Both sides are happy with what they got. The store would rather have your money than their stuff, and you'd rather have their stuff than your money. Both feels they're better off. The store is better off with your money, and you feel like you're better off with the stuff. It's voluntary. It's free. It's not forced. We've never, well, we'll get to that. Anyway, voluntary exchange. All right, we're good. All right. Third characteristic. That was the third one. Fourth one, competition. Has to be competition. We've talked about that. There has to be competition. There cannot be a monopoly. If there's a monopoly, then we have no control. We have no say-so. That jacks up the economy. It jacks up products. It jacks up us. There has to be competition. Now, timeout, before Dollar General got here, timeout was the only place in town to go to get anything. That was not a monopoly. It wasn't, no one was timeout was not keeping people from coming in and opening something up. People just weren't doing it. A monopoly is when a company does things to create a monopoly. If no one's choosing to, that doesn't make it a monopoly. But there has to be competition because it lowers prices, controls the prices, and it creates better stuff, creates new products because they're competing on products too. And last, specialization. In a free enterprise government, in a market economy, you are able to make a living doing something you're good at or that you like. You can specialize. I do not teach biology. I do not teach math. I do not teach science. I get to teach history and government. That's what I like. I get to specialize in that. I don't coach volleyball. I don't coach tennis. In track, I coach hurdles and high jump. I'm better at hurdles than high jump. But I'm able to specialize. So I'm able to do something hopefully I'm good at, and hopefully I can provide something good. I'm able to specialize. Stores and businesses are able to offer what they want. They're able to specialize. Y'all like Cane's. Cane's gets to specialize. They don't have to do hamburgers. They don't have to do chicken fried steak. They don't have to do tofu. They don't have to do, I just had it and I lost it. Sushi. they can do what they want, and they can specialize, and they can fill a niche. They can look around and see, oh, there's some demand here for this, and they can decide we're going to offer this, and hopefully fill a demand, a need that they see, or a chance for them to make money and offer something different. So that's the 5 characteristics of a monopoly. All right. Circular flow. And I'm going to try to do this. I don't know if this will work. Circular flow. This is kind of fancy, but I'll try to simplify it. All right. We've got businesses. So I'm going to put store there. That's the store. Okay, that's a business. All right. And over here, we got houses. So we got homes and we got businesses. All right. Got products. We got factors. Products, factors. It's like being a weatherman. I have to see. Okay. Stores will, let's see, how do I do this? All right, houses buy products. Okay? Houses buy products. We buy stuff. All right? Businesses sell these products. So the people going in the store, they buy the stuff, they buy the products, they give money to the stores. Right? The homes are buying it, stores are selling it, and they're getting money in return. Okay? That makes sense. Stores are buying resources. The stores are buying resources. They're buying raw materials. They're buying things from other places. They're buying the things that they need to make a living. They're buying things, products, resources, and they're also buying labor. Okay? Households receive money for the labor. Or, well, I don't know how to get it, but they sell the labor to the store. Stores are paying for the labor. They're also paying for resources. They're paying outside sources for these resources, but they pay the money for the labor, right? So you got households paying money for the stuff. The stores get the money. Stores are buying labor from the houses, right? If stores pay more for the labor, the people can buy more stuff. If the people are buying less stuff, right there, if they're buying less stuff, I got it backwards here, then that means the stores are going to have less to pay the laborers. It all reacts and interacts with each other. What businesses are paying affects what households can buy. What households buy affect what businesses are paying. We can probably go into more, but that's the whole thing. It goes in a circle. What affects here affects here. What this group does affects this group. What this group does affects this group. That's the circle. They're buying products. They're buying labor. Okay? That's the circular flow. We'll get to that later. All right. Choice. I mentioned this before. Choice. When it comes to consumers, consumers have two types of choices. You get to choose what you do for a living. You get to choose your career. Now, you can't just pick one and say that's mine. You have to have the ability. You have to have the desire. You have to have the background. But you can pick, you can choose. And because you can choose, hopefully you'll be able to get something that you're good at, that you like, that you'll be able to enjoy. Okay, so there's one choice. You get to choose your career. You get to choose the way you make a living. Now, you're going to make some choices that could affect that. And it's, well, I mean, if you want to be a doctor, if you want to be a doctor bad enough, you can be a doctor. You might not be willing to go through what it takes to be a doctor, and that's not someone else's fault. That's your fault if you're not willing to go through that. But you get to pick. You get to choose what you do to make a living. And if you don't like it, work towards something else. The key is work. Work towards it. It ain't going to fall in your lap. I won't. I was going to say, never mind. No, that's stupid. All right. We also get to choose what we're buying. And that gives us a ton of power. If we want something, well, okay. Let's say I go into a store and I want to buy this thing. I don't know. They just say something. So I want to buy this thing and they don't offer it. They say, sorry, we don't have that. And I walk away. If it's just me, that's not going to change anything. If 20 people go in that day asking for this same thing, they're going to try to find a way to offer that because there's a demand there. So we get to pick what we do to make a living. We get to pick how we make money. We also get to choose what kind of products we buy or don't buy. Now, they might not be able to offer what we want. There might not be that thing existing, or they might not could get it. But those are the two. You get to use your career, and you get to choose the stuff you buy and where you buy it from. You might be limited as to how much, if you live in Alney, Texas, you're limited. You'd have to drive a long way to get a lot of competition, but it is possible. I guess, computers now, but I don't like buying stuff on the computer because you can't see it. You don't really know exactly what you're getting. All right, so that's consumers. You get to choose your career, choose your way to make a living. You get to choose the kind of products you buy and where you buy them from, and that helps you control the price. For producers, for the businesses, they get to choose what it is they're offering. They get to choose what they're selling. They can pick that. And they're going to pick that based on their ability and the demand that's out there. If they can offer it, they're going to offer it. If they can do it, they're going to do it. If the demand is there. And if they have the ability to do that. Producers are going to make their decisions based on the consumers. They're not going to put a business somewhere where consumers are not going to come by it. If there's not enough people to support it, they're not going to put something there. They're going to offer their stuff in places they can get something for it. And they get to pick that. They get to find where they want to be. Weatherford, and y'all probably experienced this before. They had a Chick-fil-A for a long time over there by Lowe's. It's on that side of the highway. It was impossible to get to because it's, I don't know if it's, there's I-20. This is north. This is south. Here's the Lowe's. Lowe's is over here. And you go across here, and here was Chick-fil-A, and you had to turn here. There's traffic coming this way. And you had to turn and turn in right there. Wait, when they first put it in, it wasn't as bad. But after a while, all the traffic built up, and it just was impossible to get in and out of that place. So they moved, and they built a spot down here that was easier access. They got to choose to move there because they could get a better business over there. They could make more money there. They could make more profit there. So that choice, businesses have to have choice. We have to have choice, and that's what makes this system work. Okay. The profit motive. All of us have to make a profit. We have to make extra. We got to make more than we're spending. As a business, they have to bring in more money than they're spending providing that stuff for us. Even if we're not a business, I have to make enough money to pay my house payment, to pay for food, to pay for air conditioning, pay for the truck payment. I have to make money. I have to make a profit. So we get up out of bed every day so we can go make a profit. As a business, you are looking for ways to make more profit. You're looking for ways to better the business, to expand the business. And there's two ways to make a profit. Obviously, one way is to make more money. You can't just do that. When we owned the snow cone stand, we had to start making more money off of it. And so we started trying to think of ways to do that. And we thought of advertising in the newspaper. We thought of offering the cups that change temperature. When it's cold, and have those spoons. And then the question is, how much do we charge? If we charge too much, people won't buy it. If we charge too little, we don't make a profit off of it. If we pay for advertising, there's no guarantee we're going to get something back. So we can try to make more money, but there's no guarantee. The only guaranteed way to make more money is to cut your costs. If you cut your costs or cut your spending, you will make more money, even if you don't make more money. You can try to do things to increase your profit, but if you look for ways to cut spending, you will make more money. You can lower your costs. You can find ways to be more efficient. But you have to spend money to try to increase your profit, and there's no guarantee you're going to get a profit out of that. But try making more money is one way to make more profit, or by cutting your expenses, cutting your spending. That guarantees more money if you find a way to do that. All right. Last thing we're going to do today, and then I need y'all to cause no trouble for whoever's there taking care of y'all. If this didn't make sense with all this stuff, I'll fix it when I get back. I'll try to fix all that stuff. These other things we're going to do, this Venezuela thing, and the next thing, I really need to be there to look over, show you some things and look up some things. But a market economy, the biggest disadvantage of a market economy is there is no guarantee. There is no guarantee. You can work your tail off. You can work harder than the other guy, and there's no guarantee it's going to work. You can go to school and get a degree. You can invest. You can rebuild. You can redo, but there's no guarantee. You're dependent on people coming to get what you want. You can try to create demand, but if they don't want what you're offering, it doesn't matter. So it's and we can say this week because it's fair. It's not fair. You can work harder than the other guy and not be successful, and this other guy can have stuff just laying in their lap and they're successful. Just the fact that there's no guarantees there, that's a disadvantage. Needs are not automatically met. You're responsible for taking care of yourself. You're responsible for finding a way to be successful. Coach Holtz, he coached all over. He won a national championship at Notre Dame. His favorite saying was, "Don't tell me that the ships are sinking, just bring them in the harbor." So don't make excuses. Don't quit when it gets hard. If you quit, there's a guarantee you're done, you're finished. If you get mad and just sulk, keep going. Find a way. Find a way. The only guarantee, if you don't bust your tail and you don't work hard and you don't do it right, you won't be successful. But that is a disadvantage. You're not guaranteed a reward for doing things right and doing your hard work. But you just got to stick with it. People get rich. People get poor. People get taken advantage of. Ideas get stolen. That's life. The reason there's problems is there's human beings. There's human beings. But that's the big disadvantage is there isn't a guarantee. You don't just wake up and everything's perfect. So, hope this kind of makes some sense. The last thing I saw on those wildfires was nobody was dead. They hadn't found anybody dead, but you don't know. But just the devastation and the loss, people's homes, I saw a deal about a couple. They left their house because it was fixing to be on fire, and they lost literally everything. They had the clothes on their back. That's all they had. They had bricks. Part of the house wall was standing, but there was nothing left. So be praying for those people up there. It's not something that gets fixed overnight. The people have lost everything, and but pray for those people in the Panhandle. Hope it gets better. I'll be back tomorrow. We can fix some of this, I hope. Have a good day. Thank you, whoever's taking care of my stuff. I hope they treat you right. Bye.